Hey, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? Coming in today to give you a golden nugget. And this video is one of my favorite topics. As you can see, the title of it is Don't Leave Any Money on the Table. And this is something that I share with my clients all the time, especially when I'm in a one to one situation and we can really dig this thing down. So let me just go ahead and begin by dispelling a myth. A lot of people want you to believe that the only way you're going to be successful in business and generate a significant amount of revenue is if you, let me bring my mic closer because it's far away. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Is if you make sure that you charge a substantial amount of money so that you get what you're worth. And so, some of you got to really think about who your ideal client is and what product and service you're offering, because high ticket and the perceived value, and the way that the market may look at what you put out there, those are completely different issues. And so when you have products, especially if it's intellectual property, people are listening to your voice for reason with their finances, their life, their health, their business, then that can go a lot of different ways. Well, what do you do though when we hit a time like right now with the pandemic? And some of you may not have already gotten into a space. You don't necessarily have those eyeballs on you, where even if a person can see your value, that they're able to pay for it. The criteria for your clientele is they need to be ready, willing, and able. So a lot of people could be willing and able, but they might not be ready right now. A lot of people may be able, but they may not be willing to. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people they could be ready and willing to make that type of investment, but they're not willing to spend it with you. And so that little perfect formula is something that has to exist all the way through. And so some of you may have a lot of people around you and they are ready and willing to pay you, but you're wondering why no one is moving forward. And that's because they are not able to. And so what I want you all to take into consideration is one key fact, is that there is nothing wrong with having a product or service that is substantially lower than what most people think it should be. What matters is how you dispense your time and your energy in giving that product or service out. Okay. How you dispense your time and your energy with giving that service, product or service out. And I want you to understand something. A lot of these people that will tell you they need $10,000 or $20,000 to work with them, the vast majority of them, if you get on their email list, they have these radical flash sales where something was supposed to be 2,000 and it's only 250. Guess what? That is their lesser ticket item. And so many of you all need to realize that part of the reason why you can't generate revenue consistently in your business is because it's got to be, people got to be all in or not. And there's a time frame in which people follow you and get to know you. Many of you in here can attest to that. And it's kind of like, oh, even though I know I need to jump, I need to move, I need to invest with this lady, your people are wrestling with what? They're wrestling with just making sure that, is she for real, the real deal? Because I last time I felt like that, such and such played me. Am I really ready for this? Am I going to really commit to it before I put my money out there? There are legitimate reasons why people wrestle with moving forward. It is not always because they're freebie seekers and they have no intention on investing in themselves. And so many of you fail to realize that that's why you have a freebie. That's why you have a freebie, to get somebody on your list. You promise them some level of information. And to me, a lot of freebies are a piece of shit because they're just a PDF to woo you in. I got you in. And then it's like, okay, let me hurry up and see if I can sell you something. Whereas some people really go out of their way to make sure that even in their freebie, that there's a level of transformation, enough transformation for somebody to be like, I need to know more. I need to talk to this individual. And so, as you continue to go and to grow and to show up and cultivate and build that tribe, you could turn around and what feels like took forever overnight be generating a substantial amount of money in your business. Because what you guys fail to realize is that if you are truly of high caliber, if you are truly offering transformational products and services, girl, you and sir and gentlemen, y'all gonna upsell, downsell, cross sell, left sell, right sell. You gonna sell every which way you can. And so a person could not necessarily even need my books, but they're gonna be like, August wrote it, and I just want it in my library. They will buy it. If I say that I'm hosting an event online, they're gonna pay for a ticket because they just want to be in the midst of the energy. If I say that I'm starting an academy, it's like I better get in while the getting is good. If I'm, they could be in my group, but even though they're in my group, they're still going to attend my summit. And even though they're in my group, they are striving to be one to one. They could be one to one and feel like they're really great and fancy free, but want to still just have access to me and still pay to be in the group. And so you can have people that are craving for you, that want to be in your presence and want to receive what it is that you have. And guess what, you turn around, I mean, if you really think about it, even though revenue is not the same as profit, what I brought in is not the same thing as what I kept, but we're talking about in less than a span of 30 days, 86 people bought tickets for a summit. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but if you had a small item that was only $27, many of you that are in here, and see, a lot of people don't like to talk about this when it comes to business. They only want to talk about 5K months, 10K months, 15K months. But but a lot of people fail to tell you is that it's the little money that often gets you to the big money. So if you sold 86 ticket for $27, do you realize that that's $2,295? Of course, minus fees. Now, with me, I also gave some commissions and stuff like that away, but the eyeballs were more important to me. I've had three people get into a coaching program, not my academy. I've had three people get into a coaching program. I have different offers, and so you can spend hundreds or thousands of dollars of me, or you can spend them in multiple of tens. But however we can get this thing crack a lacking, then people can come. But then I've also had people steadily coming over to the academy at $25 a pop. And so when I turn around and I look at everything that I'm doing on top of the money that I was already generating in my business, I'm like, whoa, somewhere in here, generated $6,500 worth of income. And so you have the ability to increase your money, but some of you may not be getting there because you just don't know what to do. There is nothing wrong with having a 27, a 97, or a $197 offer. There is nothing wrong with having low ticket offers. You just need to make sure that you have the wisdom to understand how you create that offer so that you're not giving up so much of your time. And guess what? The same thing the women get in the academy is the same thing that the women get in my Fix My Business group. The difference is they get more of me and spend time with me in order to get more clarity. That same training that I put on a video to be a training piece of a training course is the same thing that I'm going to speak to a client about one to one. And so you're not creating a whole bunch of different things. You're expanding on what you already have, the gifts that you've already created. And if you can't see that yet, once again, that's why you get guidance for someone to say, wait a minute, I see what you had to offer. I was working with a client just yesterday and she's like, "Oh, this is section 1." And I'm like, for your course, if that's one webinar, considering how you want people to eat this up, don't you think that's overwhelming? Don't you think that should be broken up into pieces and into phases? And so by the time she gets through, she may be able to have an academy for her products and services and be able to turn it around much faster than I did, because I've had coaches throughout my entire journey, but not one single coach has worked with me to take my products and services and break them down in such a manner. That's something I had to learn and realize over time for myself. I've gotten help with marketing, I've gotten help with organization, I've gotten help with business strategy, learning how to do summits and stuff like that. But someone having the actual vision to help me understand that this is what it looks like one to one, this is what it looks like in a group, this is what it looks like as a DIY course. But with me, I had to add the human element in there. That is a luxury that I didn't get, that anybody really could see and break that thing down. I have had to, over the years, go through my process and intentionally see and break that thing down for myself. And so many of the things that I teach now, I was teaching 2 and 3 years ago. It's just that I tweak the information because so many things consistently change, in the online arena, especially, but just in business, period. And I also tweak the information to make sure that it's tailored to the specific audience, the specific client, their business, their brand, their style, their ideal client. But I make sure that I make it work for them. So the question is, are you leaving money on the table by only trying to do high ticket? Girlfriend and gentlemen, look, get it coming, get it going. When I would talk to some of my clients, I would be like, if you had a sales call and they said no, did you find out why? Ask them about the price point. Even be bold enough to ask them how much were they expecting to spend. What they say may be too low. They might not even want to say it because after they know your price and they believe you're worth it, they may think it's an insult. But collect your data. If you were trying to sell something for $500 and people keep on telling you that they had $100, then maybe you need to figure out a way to dispense that over $100 a month over 5 months, and make sure that you still get your money and they still get the transformation, and you exchange with them at the value at which they were willing to invest. Okay. So that's my nugget for you all today. Don't leave any money on the table. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, if you are a sister or a brother and you have not joined the Authentic Collective Academy yet, don't wait. Go to www.aclive.co. That's ACLIVE. AC stands for Authentic Collective. If you are already in the Authentic Collective and you're a member, then what are you waiting on? Join the Authentic Collective Academy, or set aside a connect. Ask me to set aside some time to do a connection call to see about joining the Fix My Business group. But at the end of the day, just know that I'm here to help you and to serve you, to give you the clarity and the structure you need in order to experience the business that you want. All right, I'm out. Deuces.